Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my third video. Thank you for tuning in again. I know no one is I know no one is watching this anyway, but hey guys, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in for my third video. I know no one is watching these videos, but if you are, I hope you get a little something from today. Today I want to speak about what's one advice I could give to an architecture student. Just a brief summary of my education. I did 2 years of building design, an advanced diploma, and then I did 2.5 years of a Bachelor of Architecture. I wasn't the best student, I'm not the best designer, but I do have a little bit of experience. And so the main thing that I learned from architecture was actually in my last studio. It was literally a studio that I felt like I was gonna die. That I was doing overnight like every week. I know that that's standard for architecture students, but I noticed these things really late. The biggest thing that I learned in my last studio, especially when I submitted, was that I realized I can only design to the best of my ability. And it's really hard in the atmosphere of architecture because there's so many great designers around you, and there's this subtle like hierarchy that happens in university of who we all know who are the best designers and who's like the middle crop and then the worst crop. And I always felt like I was at the worst crop, and I also felt like I always isolated myself, and I always tried to compete with others even though I knew that I wasn't gonna be good enough. But the problem was that was my mindset, that I always tried to make it seem that my project had to be better than this certain person, when what I realized in my final studio is that you could only be the best you can possibly be. How do I word this properly? But you could only be the best you could be up to your ability. But basically, university isn't there to make you compete with others. And yes, like a little competition is always good, but the main core of it is for you to find out who you are as a designer. And what I realize is that people or clients won't actually hire you because you can design better than another firm, but they'll hire you because of how you understand architecture, and that purely. And everyone has a philosophy, and that's what you get hired on. It's not actually because you can quote unquote make it look more aesthetically pleasing than another firm. So I didn't realize that until I submitted my last studio, because I realized I did the best that I could possibly do. I couldn't do more than what I had submitted. And looking back, yes, there's ways that I could have, done this better or done that better. But during that time, even though I knew that I wasn't gonna get the best mark, I felt so content for the first time in my 5 years of education that this is the best that I could do. And if whatever the mark that I get up to this point, I have to be happy with it, and we'll just move forward. And I feel that changed my mindset towards architecture the most, or design even the most, is that it's a progression thing. It's you as a person, and not a comparison thing. It's so easy to compare ourselves to others. So that's my one advice, if I could give to anyone that's starting out architecture, is that become the best designer you can be. Don't worry about what others are doing, and it's so much more easier said than done. But the more that you focus on your craft and perfecting that, the more better your design will become, and actually you'll find your language of how you design and how you are ultimately as an architect. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys got something out of that. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.